knocked off 16th-ranked Gonzaga in overtime. And now the show turns to gymnastics. And then tomorrow will be women's basketball, and on Sunday, wrestling. There's the head coach for Oregon State in her 28th year, Tanya Chaplin, 2022 Pac-12 Coach of the Year, won it for the 6th time. She's led her team to regionals every year and to nationals 13 times in 27 years. As a gymnast, she was a 2-time Pac-10 Gymnast of the Year at UCLA as Tanya Service, 1987 and 1989, and also each time the UCLA All-Sports Athlete of the Year. And for San Jose State, Joanne Bowers in her 7th year after a decade at Washington. Yeah, she's spent plenty of time in this building. She was with Washington 2007 to 2016. Took that program back to national prominence. 2007 Pac-12 Coach of the Year and 2009 West Region Coach of the Year, and now trying to build up this San Jose State program. Last week, San Jose State opened their season at Sac State and had just a 193.825. This first rotation important for them because last week they started on bars as well, and they had to count 2 falls.
They're looking to redeem themselves tonight, for sure.
Well, again, this first one will be quite important. Last week on bars, just a 47.525. And Devin Valouche will be leading off on bars for them. But before that, it'll be Natalie Briones leading off on vault for Oregon State. You can see they have 2 with a 10-0 start value. Briones last week had a 9.75 leading off the vault lineup after a 9.675 in week 1. Looking to continue to improve, the senior from Gilbert, Arizona.
And Natalie is a solid leadoff. Just clean form, great height. Yurchenko full.
Well done.
Little slide back on that landing, but that was a great start for the Beavers.
Will that better her 9.75 of last week? Maybe 9.775?
I think it will, yeah. I only see it going up from here.
Natalie Briones. And now Devin Valouche, sophomore from Rohnert Park, California, Casa Grande High School. She was the first of the 3 falls for the Spartans on uneven bars last week, going 2nd in the lineup. But looking for redemption.
Going to start off with a hiked Jaeger, directly connected into that bail. Looking good so far. A little short on that last cast handstand, and she's going to finish off with a double leg dismount.
Good bounce back for Devin Valouche.
Absolutely. Here's another look at that dismount, and she had a very good landing. She just had a little slide back, so the judges may take about a 0.5 off of that, but again, a great start, and they're starting a redemption.
Big smiles for Valouche. Got to talk with head coach Joanne Bowers. Love to see the smile. 9.85 for Natalie Briones, so a full 10th better than last week. I was selling her short. My apologies, Natalie. And now here is Sage Thompson, one of 3 captains for Oregon State, former Utah Red Rock.
The ball is beautiful in the air. Yurchenko full, a little bit off center. That should be another good score. She gets great distance, and the judges are really looking for that straight body position, and she really does hit that.
The 2 lines you see are just guidelines for the judges. There's no official penalty for going on that line or outside that line. Sage Thompson, we'll see her on bars and floor as well. Waiting on the score for Devin Valouche on bars. Valouche's career high, 9.775 a couple of times last year. And this time it is a 9.65, so not what she wanted, but certainly better than last week when she suffered a fall. Olivia Reardon now, sophomore from the Northwest University Place, Washington, up near Tacoma. Was the second of 3 gymnasts to suffer a fall in their ill-fated bars procession last week. Scored a 9.275.
A little bit of form breaks throughout this routine. She did a Maloney straight into a bail. She's going to finish off with a double layout, short on that last pass handstand. But she did fight for that landing.
Good landing, though not really within the 10 degrees of vertical you need to be on the handstand.
Yes, I was speaking with Joanne yesterday, and the goal is to really clean up her routines, and so they are going to be working on that throughout the season.
All right, Olivia Reardon, and certainly better than last week. So both Reardon and Belush take steps up. Now here is Sophia Esposito. Last week had her first competitive vault of the year, scoring a 9.775.
Just a lot of power and distance. Great walk off the horse. And that landing says it all. That's why we highlighted her in the beginning. Her legs were squeezed together. Great body position in the air throughout the twist. Yep, that whole position. You see how she stays straight all the way until the landing, and that's exactly what judges want to see. So that's going to be a great score for sure.
Yeah, well done for Sage. Pardon me, for Sophia. And her career high 9.9 5 times last year. And let's see how that matches up this year. Tanya Chaplin likes it. Olivia Reardon, 9.575. Indicative of those form breakdowns you talked about, but still better than last week. Here's Madison Gustaitis, a freshman from Chicago. This is her first ever collegiate competitive bars routine. A big moment for Gustaitis. Last week in her first collegiate meet, she was on beam and floor.
We have these beautiful...
Start off with a toe shoot.
Two nice handstands.
Beautiful Maloney. A little bit of form break on that bail, but her form has been beautiful throughout.
Another nice handstand. Now winding up for the dismount.
Maybe a double layout. A little bit short, but you said first bar routine. She's definitely got to be happy with that.
And that's Reardon's landing with Gustaitis' routine, and he'd have a pretty good score.
That was a great vertical that she hit right before her dismount. Something that the judges really look for on the uneven bars.
How much of a deduction is the step forward?
When you step forward, I would say that's going to be about a 10th. If she had a smaller step, it would have been a half 10th. But when you're under rotated, the judges tend to take off more than when you're over rotating.
9.925 for Sophia Esposito, and that is a new career high on vault. So congratulations to the sophomore, Sophia Esposito.
It was a big cheer because one of the judges gave her a 9.95, which means no deductions.
Now Caitlin Garcia. That with a 10 start value.
Yeah, that's a beautiful Yurchenko 1.5. Great vault, lots of distance, and she keeps her body straight throughout, kind of exactly like Sophia does.
And they're celebrating a couple of vaults that were off her standards to begin the year, 9.75 and 9.675. This one better.
Beautiful form throughout. And over-rotated is definitely where you want to be. You don't want to land short when you're landing forward. So she was ready for it and had a hop forward. That's going to be about a 10th, maybe a little bit more, but you could tell how happy she was with it. So,
yeah, she should be. Caitlin Garcia, 9.575, and the first ever collegiate bars routine for Gustaitis. And now here is Jade Lopes. Cut off the bars lineup last week, had a 9.7. Graduate student from Fairfield, California.
little short on that first cast handstand, but good form throughout.
Did the all-around last week, expected to do everything but beam this week.
Full pirouette into a double tap, and nailed that landing.
Jade Lopes graduated last May with a degree in Justice Studies.
Here's her landing again. So this is what a stick is. Feet don't move. She brings those heels together and a smile to go along with it.
.9775 for Caitlin Garcia. That is her best so far this year. And now Carly Chavez. She too has a vault with a 10-0 start value.
And this is a this is a new vault actually. She just recently learned it. It's going to be Yurchenko tuck 1.5. She hit it in warm-up. Let's see if she'll do it. She does.
Carly Chavez.
There's a bunch of excitement right now because she sat a couple down during warm-ups and finally landed that last one, and this just shows how much the coaches trust that she'll hit it when it counts. That mental toughness. With a slight hop forward.
Says Oregon State has always been her dream school. Loved working with the coaches at camps. Clovis, California native Carly Chavez.
She's actually from my club gym.
Wow.
So it's
Which
really
club?
cool. CCGI, Central California Gymnastics Institute.
9750 for Jade Lopes. And now Catherine Way-Miller. Close to the 9725 in the team's first meet last week. Oregon State in their third meet of the year. San Jose State in their second.
Beautiful straddle Jaeger. Stunning form. Look at those legs and toes. Squeeze together. And she does a pack salto down to the low bar.
Would you like to see the pirouette be a little slower?
A little bit slower. She may have, you couldn't really see from the angle of the camera, but she may have not hit it in that vertical that the judges are looking for. But you definitely want control. A little under-rotated, but great routine. It was really good throughout.
Yeah, all in all for Way-Miller, good. 9725 last week, career high 9925. Just doesn't figure to reach that.
Beautiful straddle Jaeger. I just love how she floats. And here's that dismount again. Double layout. She was a little under-rotated, so she had to take a step forward.
And now Jade Carey, the only one scheduled to do the all-around tonight. 9825 for Carly Chavez. And now Carey, vaults was the event that they expected she would do best on, the Tokyo Games of 2021. She ended up winning gold on floor.
She's phenomenal all around, but known for her power. It's a newer vault she learned, so she obviously knows how to do a 2.5 and a double, but they've been teaching her to kind of dial it back to do just a 1.5, and she finally figured it out. She just gets so much amplitude, so it was really just figuring out when to open up in the air to prep for that landing. But knowing Jade, she's going to figure it out and come through for her team.
Two-time Pac-12 Gymnast of the Year. She has 11 tens in her storied career, the 13th gymnast ever to complete the Gym Slam. That's having at least 110 on each of the 4 apparatuses. Not a 10 there, but certainly another strong routine for the senior from Phoenix, Jade Carey. 9725 for Way-Miller. And now here is Sophia Konechny, senior from Denver. Guarded the 9775 last week at Sacramento State. During the event, the Spartans' first meet. She's expected to exhibition on beam today.
Beautiful straddle Jaeger. Majorly smooth. She's going to do a bail down to the low bar.
Is your
Squeeze together. Let's see if she hits this last handstand. Beautiful. Finishing off with a double layout. I know they're definitely happy with this bar rotation coming off of last week.
Absolutely. 3 falls last week, 6 gymnasts go. You count your 5 best scores. So they had to count 2 falls last week and carded just a 47 5.25. And now here's Olivia Buckner going on exhibition on vault. Last week, her first competitive vault, going with a 10.0 start value, but posting just a 9.7. Really hard on the landing and finding the stick.
You can go full.
9.95 start value.
Bit of a hop back, but those exhibition spots are really important, so it gives you that competition feel, but also takes off the pressure of, your score counting, and it just gives you that experience so they'll be ready for lineup when they get placed in there.
Well, Olivia Buckner on exhibition on vault. We'll see her in the competitive lineup on beam when we get to rotation 3. Have a look at Oregon State scores on the vault. And scratch out Caitlin Garcia's 9.775, and Chavez a 9.825, and then Jade Carey another 9.9. Sophia Esposito with a 9.925, new career high for her. Congratulations to Esposito. And when all is said and done, will she win the vault? We'll see what happens. And San Jose State gets there in the next rotation. I like Esposito's odds to be the vault champion. She had a 9.95 times last year and a 9.925 here. Scratch out Madison Gustaitis, a 9.8 for Konechny. And so 48.5. That is almost a full point better than last week for San Jose State in this one rotation alone. And they carded just a 193.825 last week at Sac State. And we're joined by Tanya Chaplin, head coach of the Oregon State Beavers. Guys seem to be progressing nicely each week. Is that what you see?
Yeah, that's what we're working on. It's trying to, we want to see what they do in the gym translate into competition, and it was nice to see them really being aggressive, kind of breathing and just going after it. And so we want to be in that attack mode, be really aggressive and stay in the moment.
And speaking of gymnasts and what they do in the gym, I wanted to ask you what athlete that surprised you or stood out to you in preseason.
Oh, wow. So many of them have stepped up and grown so much. Our sophomore class has really blossomed, but Jen McMillan is really taking steps forward. It was really exciting to see Carly do her new vault tonight, and everyone else's vaults improve. So, I don't think I could just name one. There's so many of them that have done just a great job working in and out of the gym every day really hard.
And how about Sophia Esposito?
Yeah,
just week 3 and a new career high on vault, 9.925.
Yeah, I think she had a few 9.9s last year, so it was great to see that that came along right there. She's a beautiful vault, and I know she's working to do even more, so it's great to see her come in with that strong vault.
All right, we got your bars rotation coming up, and that's a really tough rotation for gymnasts to crack for you, isn't it?
Yeah, we have a lot of bar workers. We change it almost on a weekly basis, so it'll be, again, kind of what we talked about on vault. Hopefully they will just come in, let it swing, breathe through their routine and into their landings.
And then later on beam, you actually have about a dozen, maybe even 13 gymnasts pushing for that beam rotation. Have you had that many before in your past? Do you remember this deep a team on beam?
Not in a while. I know last year we had so many injuries that we really got down to a bare minimum there, and there were a lot of people that stepped up that weren't working it as much. So it's nice to see that, because you just never know what's going to happen. So we're going to have 2 new people exhibition to try to get them that experience as well.
Tanya, always enjoy watching your team. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you.
All right, Tanya Chaplin, head coach of Oregon State in her 28th season. And she says it's almost like it's her first or second year. She has that much enthusiasm every day she comes to work. Oregon State. And Benny is here. And the Beavers' first rotation is in the books. And they'll head to the bars after this.